Back again today, looking back at fraction busters. We began with a couple equations last time, determining how could we make our equation simpler to solve by finding a number that we can either multiply or divide by each term in our equation to uh, make our numbers into whole numbers or make our large numbers smaller in order to work with them a little bit easier. All right, so let's start with our first equation here. We have x over 6 minus 5/8 equals 4. Now remember, our objective is trying to make this simpler to solve without having to deal with our whole fraction bit. Now here, different from last time, we have a denominator of 6, and we also have a denominator of 8. Our denominators are different. But if we go with the least common multiple of 6 and 8, we will get 24. 24 will be a number that they have in common. Therefore, it's 24 that I can multiply by each term in this equation and see if we can make this a much simpler equation to solve. So it is 24 times x over 6 minus 24 times 5/8 is equal to 24 times 4. All right, now it gives me 24 6x minus 24 divided by 8, that's going to give me 3. And 3 times 5 will give me 15. So equal to 4 times 4 here is 16. Carry 1, 4 times 8. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 makes 9, gives me 96. And then, last but not least, 24 divided by 6 gives me 4x minus 15 equals 96. Now, I've gone from having fractions to now back to whole numbers. And solving this equation here, give myself a little bit more room over here. 4x minus 15 equals 96. Add 15 to both sides here. It gives me 4x. 15 is canceled over here. All right, and so that gives me 11. Then it gives me 111. And then divide by 4. I get x equal to 111 over 4. All right? And that would be the solution to our equation here. Again, trying to find a simpler equation by trying to rewrite it in a way that's much easier to understand. All right, here we have negative 2x plus 1 thirds minus x, a sum of x and 3 sevenths equals 8. Again, we have two different denominators, and this see that from the last time, this can be easily handled by finding the least common multiple of 3 and 7, and that will be 21. So with 21, I can multiply 21 by each term to get rid of the denominator. This is what we mean by fraction busting, is how do we get rid of these denominators to make this equation easier to solve. All right, so it'll be 21 times negative 2x plus 1 thirds minus 21 times sum of x and 3 sevenths equal to 21 times 8. All right. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So here I got 7 times negative 2x plus 1 minus 21 divided by 7 is 3. That'll be 3 times x plus 3 equal to 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 168. All right. Now we can proceed and continue solving this equation. All right. Applying the distributive property, that gives me negative 14x plus 7 minus 3x minus 9 equals 168. Combine my like terms. Negative 14x minus 3x will give me a negative 17x. And 7 minus 9 will give me a negative 2, or minus 2, that will equal 168. We'll continue solving our equation. All right. Add 2 on both sides here. It's negative 17x equal to 170 divided negative 17 here on both sides. Notice something they have in common. 170 divided by negative 17 will give me a negative 10. So x is equal to negative 10. All right. Again, making my equation simple solve by finding the least common multiple to get rid of my fractions. And once those go away, have a simpler equation to solve to get my solution. And also a less jumbled up mess as if I would have kept my fractions here. All right. Last equation. This time, we have decimals. And I find it easier to say it, we can find something coming. 1 2/10 m minus 0 2/10 equal to 3 8/10 plus m. All right. Notice what we have in common is that all of our decimals here end in tenths. And using powers of tens, if I multiply each term by 10, I will get a whole number. So maybe 10 times 1 2/10 m minus 10 times 2/10 equal to 10 times 3 8/10 plus 10 times m. All right. Now, continue solving. 10 times 1 2/10 will give me 12m minus 10 times 2/10 will just be 2. That'll be equal to 10 times 3 8/10 will give me a 38. And plus 10 times m, which would be 10m. Now I'm back to whole numbers. And now I can solve my equation in a much easier fashion. So let me begin here by subtracting 10m on both sides. So it gives me 2m minus 2 equals 38. And I'll add 2. I got 2m. 2's cancel here. 38 plus 2 is 40. And 2 times some number gives me 40. I know 2 times 20 will give me 40. So n is equal to 20. All right? And so that in short is how we bust fractions using fraction busters. Finding numbers we can multiply or in some cases divide in order to make our numbers lower or make numbers into whole numbers where we can rewrite our equation and make them much simpler problems to solve.